Thought the era of supper clubs with fine dining and great entertainment were a thing of the past? Well, they're not. Join me here at Cliff Bell's in the city of Detroit and step back into that era. Thank you. Sidecar? Great. Center stage, Mr. Paul Howard. How you doing today?
Doing fine, Tom. Thank you.
Well, thank you, boy. I mean, center stage, right at Cliff Bell's. But who's John Clifford Bell?
Cliff Bell was the gentleman who built this club originally. He was a notorious speakeasy operator here in Detroit and a notorious restaurateur. He was a vaudevillian and an entertainer and a connoisseur, and he built this restaurant in anticipation of the lifting of Prohibition. He predicted that people would want to come out of the basement and find fancier digs, and so this was his attempt at the best restaurant in America.
Well, it is a fancy dig. When was it created? When did he build this place?
The club opened in 1935.
1935. And the architecture, what would you call it?
It's Art Deco. It's people call it modern. It's a lot of rich wood, curves, warm lighting.
Sort of that period leading up just before World War II.
Right. Yeah.
This is so unique, from the ceilings to the floors to the booths. It's like stepping into an old movie. The food you have here, you've got a great chef working for you, and the whole concept, when you first walk in here, the impression that one would get, how would you describe that?
Well, people come in and just immediately start looking around. It's a very warm and welcoming place.
Food traditional to the decor and the era being haute cuisine, being a very, very, very nice, rich food that you're serving.
That's right. We've taken a lot of cues from the old menus, and we try and do sort of traditional French-inspired American food.
Wednesday nights, I hear it jumping here, man. I hear it gets really wild and it gets really, really crazy, unique.
Wednesday's a good night. We have live jazz most nights, but on Wednesday night we do this. We have a Hammond organ, and R.J. Spangler is the local drummer that comes in with his group and hosts a jam session, and all sorts of different musicians come in and bring their instruments, and you never know who's going to walk in the door.
With your cuisine, the decor, the ambiance, the excitement, the electricity going on in your cool digs here, what is it as a guest that I would leave with? What's that impression?
It's a unique experience here. People are sometimes here for hours and hours. But we have live music. It's a very kind of lively and bustling place. People will often come in and spend the entire evening. We also have a very mixed crowd, young and old. Sometimes we'll have 3 generations in. Grandma who used to come here, her kids who used to be left at home, and now the grandkid who's rediscovered the place. So it's a very mixed crowd and lots of different people, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, you're no stranger to the restaurant business in the city of Detroit, and this is your second one. And with all the hard work you put into it, bravo. It looks like that you're going to be here for a while.
Oh, thanks a lot, Tom. Thank you very much.
Chef Matt.
Yes, sir.
We were down in the kitchen, man. We saw, the great show that you put on for us down there. I think it's time to sample some of this fare.
Excellent. There you are.
Okay, let's talk about this real quick. Watched you put it together. Let's start with the bass.
Okay.
What do we have?
We have the crispy skin seared wild striped bass over the buttermilk with potatoes with the roasted shallot beurre rouge, crispy bacon, and then some local microgreens. Just up 75.
This pan sauce, man, is just great.
Excellent. Thanks.
Not tart.
Yeah.
What'd you do to temper it down a little bit?
Lots of butter and salt to kind of balance that acidity and balance those tannins and kind of keep everything in line.
I love the layers of flavor and texture here with leaving that crispy skin on.
Yeah, it's a very soft dish otherwise.
Right.
You know, so to have that contrast in texture, I think is important to most, you know, to any dish really. You can't have just all soft or all, you know, hard, so.
And here's everybody's favorite here, at least if it isn't, it should be, scallops.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to eat and cook. Actually, all of these are some of my favorite things to cook and eat, so. But this has the shrimp-studded polenta cake, the Swiss chard, and then a lobster sherry reduction.
Your shrimp dish.
Yes, this is one of our, it has become one of our signature dishes here. It was on the very first menu.
I venture over to the burners and watch Chef Matt put together a classic dish, shrimp and grits. He begins by heating the grits up. Then he goes and adds some heavy cream to make the grits extra creamy. And while this is happening, the shrimp are getting cooked in a skillet. Pickled cherry peppers are mixed in, along with house-made chili garlic hot sauce to give it some extra heat. It all comes together as the grits are placed in a bowl and the shrimp, cherry peppers, and sauce are poured over top.
These peppers are good. Not too hot, not too mild.
Yeah, thank you.
This is just, well, what a banquet, what a
Nice.
feast. I want to thank you again.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate
You're
it.
quite welcome. And for more information on Cliff Bell's and other restaurants, join us at dininginthed.com. Your permission?
Absolutely.
This is too good, man.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you.